What do you guys think about the lack of traction with music NFTs? And I'm talking just in a general sense of, in a business case of fundraising for music royalties or artists kind of raising money for their new label, that kind of thing. Why do you think there's a lack of traction there, but these 10,000 piece generative collections have caught fire, at least a portion of them?
It's a great question. The one thing is, I think w- we're seeing a lot more kind of attention go towards music NFTs in 2022. So I think going forward, that's going to change. Um, One of the things I feel is important is to not just, take a song as it exists in Web 2, put it into an NFT, and then try to sell it. There needs to be something that's native to Web 3 embedded into that. And that's where like the magic happens, you know? So I think it's important for projects to really think about what Web3 allows them to do that Web2 doesn't. And just to kind of take it back to our project, like I mentioned earlier, each NFT can create trillions and trillions of songs. The longest album on Spotify, I think, is like, I don't know, 40 hours or 8 hours, something like that. And they have something like 70 million songs, right? So there's no way Spotify would be able to hold even one of our NFTs, right? So just finding unique pieces that you couldn't otherwise do on Web3, I think will be crucial to kind of exploring that growth even further. Uh, but in general, I'm very, very bullish on music NFTs. And I think we are kind of beginning to see a little bit of traction come around.
Yeah, I want to add on to that. I think when we look back, like 10 years from now, like this is definitely the PFP era, right?
Yeah.
That we're living through right now. PFPs were the first use case, uh, and it has a core piece of visual identity, which I think is a big part of its success. Like people could feel like they're representing themselves.
Hmm.
So it's more than just signaling. I would say it's basically a way of basically establishing visual identity. But when you actually look at what's happening in 2022, the base layer for music NFTs is being created in front of our eyes at an exponential pace. I know on a day to day basis, it doesn't seem like it. But when you look at what all these tremendous projects are doing around us, and I can name so many like Audius, Sound XYZ, Sound Mint. I mean, there's so many projects that are basically, I believe, laying the base layer that is going to now have a network effect uh, in the coming months as more and more artists begin to onboard onto these platforms. At the same time, I do agree with what Electric said. I do agree with that sentiment. Uh, I think there does have to be a little extra something, than just having like an ERC 11552 token of which is basically just like a duplicated NFT of like a static picture with
Hmm.
with a song. That may not by itself have value. There's interesting things you can explore with utility or with music NFTs. Gated access like fandom, fan clubs and so on, which I think will also definitely add to the value prop of the music NFT space. So we are at the very, very beginning, is what I'll say. 2022 will, I believe, go down as the year that uh, that started off this process, and started off the process to basically revolutionize the industry, which I think it's not a matter of if, in my mind, it's just a matter of when and how quickly can this fire basically catch on.